Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. It now seems like this R. Kelly, Jay-Z over a decade rivalry is nowhere near its end. A recent disclosure by R. Kelly has revealed a captivating cause of Jay-Z's quaking in the wake of R. Kelly's imminent release from prison. After R. Kelly hired former Bill Cosby's lawyer Jennifer Bonjean, a lot of irregularities and the misuse of the law were unearthed to the extent that we now know that even two of the jurors during his trial had watched the explosive docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly, which was largely funded by a fellow music sensational, Jay-Z. This was the documentary that unfortunately made many people think that R. Kelly was charged with indulging with the underage, yet he was actually charged with a non-existent one-man RICO. We all know that such a charge had never happened to anyone before, but the government unfortunately manipulated the law to accommodate their prejudicial interests. Now, as tensions between R. Kelly and Jay-Z intensify, more revelations are already being made by both parties as we also recollect about the possible implications and possible consequences of this grudge. Throughout his troubles, R. Kelly has always felt like Jay-Z had something to do with the whole Surviving R. Kelly storyline, which with time turned out to be true. Hampton, the executive producer of Surviving R. Kelly, is known to have had an intimate relationship with Jay-Z. Hampton also co-authored the book Decoded, also commonly referred to as the Black Book, with Jay-Z. This book has an assemblage of lyrics with their meanings that collectively tell the story of a culture, a musical art form, a moment in history, and one of the most provocative and successful artists of our time. So, with a few days to the start of R. Kelly's appeal hearings, and given the fact that it is former Bill Cosby's attorney Jennifer Bonjean leading R. Kelly's legal team, all prospects point at having R. Kelly's conviction overturned, and surely this buzz is giving Jay-Z sleepless nights. But we simply can't ignore the fact that Jay-Z, apart from being a powerful artist himself, but also has a number of powerful people behind him in the conspiracy to bring R. Kelly down forever. There seems to be a well-calculated syndicate to try and take full control and ownership of R. Kelly's more than $1.2 billion catalog. It's known that R. Kelly's contract with Sony was not fair and that he wasn't earning much as he should have earned. It's when R. Kelly started requesting for a review of his contracts that heaven broke loose. Needless to say is the fact that the big and very rich names behind Sony didn't receive his review requests in good faith. One can still politely say that these are now contributing to the fight against R. Kelly. That is what happens when people are taking on a mutual enemy. You can just know that I am pretty sure that some individuals might have people in the roads that have money and power, but you should also know that money and power don't confuse the feds, given that they are overseen by various organizations that stand on nothing else but the real principles. Well, we all know that R. Kelly won an enormous $70 million lawsuit against Jay-Z some time back during the genesis of their misunderstandings. Could that be the reason behind this mind-boggling revelation? Truly, Jay-Z has put a lot of his money behind a project that is meant to keep his former friend and fellow musician R. Kelly in prison for life. I wouldn't want to talk about the late Aaliyah today, but it is proving rather impossible to ignore that aspect. It's not a secret that just as Timbaland, Jay-Z and Aaliyah had proved to be an item, and we definitely can't ignore the fact that this probably further worsened the already bad flowing blood between the two, more especially when R. Kelly proved to share the bigger part of Aaliyah's life. With the unfolding stories and confessions, I can confidently say that this huge investment was not worth it, because by all odds, it looks like R. Kelly is soon getting out of prison. R. Kelly and his legal team have put forth multiple and strong arguments as to why they believe that his New York conviction should be overturned. Stretching from a potentially biased jury to the fact that he was misled about the alleged victims' ages, R. Kelly presents no sign of relaxation, probably until justice prevails. It's no longer rumor that R. Kelly is a truthful man. After going through a biased judicial process concerning his legal wars compounded by the unfortunate sentences, R. Kelly seems to have developed a sense of humility which is now not going on well with the culprits of the law. They have instead changed the story into a hoax, claiming that R. Kelly has planned to mole on a number of celebs he knows are keeping their own shady mysteries from the public. The casualties of his humility are now trying to portray R. Kelly as an R&B icon, who wants to take revenge against people in the industry that didn't seem to have his back after his confinement. Their efforts are now centered on spreading the argument that R. Kelly is in a desperate attempt to reduce his prison sentence, and that has thus decided to work with the feds in investigating his fellow big names in the music industry. Stories on this subject have attracted so much attention on various social media platforms that R. Kelly's name is currently trending, with loyalists contemplating on who could possibly be thrown out by the R&B king. We can actually now say with confidence that the music industry is now unveiling its unknown dark side. Despite all the legal challenges and his unexpected guilty ruling, R. Kelly's team issued a statement to his Facebook page to all his fans and supporters, thanking them for their support, emphasizing his love for them too. According to one of R. Kelly's associates, it's believed that he has at all times been outspoken about the unknown side of the American music industry, the house merrymakings, the weird rituals, and the troubling happenings that often transpire behind locked doors. He further argues that R. Kelly, who was often painted as a controversial figure, actually stood against the same dark forces that Jay-Z was associated with. Do you all recall the outrageous allegations against R. Kelly concerning a 17-year-old male? Well, in that case too, R. Kelly was absolutely free of blame, and you could clearly see that it resulted from the media's manipulation of facts, and was part of a greater arrangement to control artists. Not only that, you might have already been familiar with how artists are enticed to strange parties, get unknowingly intoxicated, and then eventually exploited. We live in a sinister world, and R. Kelly, with his hands on experience, stood by his guns and is still fighting on. Well, it's not a secret that Jay-Z is the owner of Roc Nation, an entertainment agency with its headquarters in Manhattan, New York. This actually tells you that Jay-Z commands a bigger section of the media and has it on his side at all times. Having social media superiority in your support structure becomes a very important tool when it comes to power, fame, and authority. R. Kelly has time and again branded the media as the most dangerous weapon in the United States, and believes Jay-Z too knows that pretty well. With a whole media outlet in your name, it is relatively easier to make people believe what you want by twisting the reality. With the media, you can make the innocent look guilty and the guilty look innocent. Those who have critically scrutinized R. Kelly's trials can confidently agree that justice was not done to expectation. With a non-relenting attorney as Jennifer Bonjean, I am optimistic that these issues will be reviewed in detail during the hearing of his appeals, and surely, we shall see R. Kelly walk out the walls of prison a free man much sooner than later. Thank you for watching today's video, brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.